right. Hi, welcome. And today we are talking about something very interesting. We're talking about something that maybe everyone has experienced, that why you stuck when you're speaking. Okay. So lots of my students saying that I know the words. All right. I know the words. I can say the words. But every time when I try to put them together, every time when I try to put them together, I will forget how to say it. Okay, so that's a very common issue. That's a very common problem. So tonight we are going to fix that. So when you're trying to speak Mandarin, do you feel like your brain just suddenly shut down, or like you know the words, and you see those words before, and you have seen it, and you understand it, you know the meaning, but the moment you're trying to say them, you just can't to say them out loud, right? Nothing come out. Okay, or maybe you can say one word and then suddenly your mind goes blank and you feel stuck. Like, for example, you're greeting people. Okay, you're greeting people and saying after ni hao, and then people replied you ni hao, then you suddenly stuck there. All right, you don't know what to say, you don't know how to keep the conversation going. If that happens to you, stay here for a moment. Okay, if that's the thing, if you're learning Mandarin, you know the words, you probably remember some phrases or sentences, but you just couldn't say it, then this is the right place for you. Okay, stay here for a moment, because what you have experienced, or what you are experiencing now, it's actually very common, and it has nothing to do being like bad at languages. All right, it's not because you are not smart, it's not because you are bad at languages, or it even though it's not because Mandarin is a difficult language. All right, Mandarin, it's not that difficult. If Mandarin actually is difficult, then there won't be native speakers, because the native speakers also spend years to learn the language. Okay, because the native speaker also spend years to learn. And how long you have learned Mandarin, how many time, how many effort you have put it in. So that's the thing. Well, so nothing related to difficult, nothing related to your intelligence, nothing related to you at like good at language or bad at language, nothing to do that. But today we are going to talk about the pressure off completely. We're going to take off the pressure off completely. All right, and I'm going to guide you through few tiny steps that can help you, your mind gets relaxed, and so you can actually to speak. Because you see, you just need to something to activate your abilities so you can speak eventually, right? um, Nothing difficult, nothing heavy, just some simple real Mandarin from your real day. Okay, because when you learn Mandarin, when you learn a language, you need to use the language, that, or you need to say the language that relevant to your daily life, that relevant to your experience. Otherwise your brain won't memorize it. Okay, so it's just so let's start with something small. All right, cool. So now, let's create one real Mandarin sentences that's from your day, nothing fancy. Most of the adults, they freeze because brain is trying to do too much at once. You are probably thinking that, am I at the right tone? Will people laughing at me if I say it wrong? If I pronounce it wrong, will I like looks very silly? So this kind of things happens in your mind at the same time. So you're trying to figure out the right word order, the right tone, the right pronunciation, the right grammar, meanings, everything. So you try to sound correct all the time all at the same time. So your conscious mind cannot handle that kind of load. So you're overloaded, you're overwhelmed, and so it shut down completely. So it's just like when you have too much pressure on you, and then you suddenly just want to fed up. You just don't want to do anything. It's the same. It's the same to your mind. All right. So Now let's take all the pressure away. Choose one simple phrase. Okay, you just need to choose one simple phrase now. Say for example, 今天我 today I today I or 早上我 this morning I 早上我 this morning I or 现在我 now I 现在我 so from 今天我 today I 早上我 this morning I or 现在我 now I so choose one. Okay, just choose one at the for now, and then think something small you did today. Okay, think something small you did today. Maybe drinking coffee, 喝咖啡, or walking, 走路, or 上班, work, or maybe 看手机, watching on mobile phones, or maybe 做早餐, cook breakfast. What sort of things you did today? So now say it. 今天我 and the activities you did today. Say it out loud, even it's messy. Or if you can't say the things you did today, use English or your own language. Say, for example, 今天我 drinking coffee. Now, today I drink coffee. 今天我喝咖啡. If you don't know how to say 喝咖啡, just say 今天我 drink coffee. Okay? I want you to say something. 我最喜欢去海边玩。我也是, so do I. Okay? So I want you to say something out loud. I will give you a few seconds. Okay? Now say the thing. Okay? Say the thing. Say what you have done today. Good. That's one real Mandarin sentences that are not memorized, nothing. It's not repeated. It's just what you have done today. That it's just something that relevant to yourself. Okay. So that's a small shift because the moment your voice came out, that's begin to speaking. Okay, so before I go in the second step, I want to explain something here. Especially you are just wondered why I allowed you to use English. Okay, why I allow you to say something that 今天我 drink coffee. Why? So I want to give you some explanations. This is not a random. It's not a shortcut. Okay, this is not the final stage that you're going to say to speak. It comes from how your conscious mind and subconscious works together. Okay, because your conscious mind is a part of the part is trying to speak Mandarin, and it's like the rider. Okay, it's like something riding the horse or riding whatever the animal is, and then your subconscious is the emotion. It's instinctive. Okay, it's protective. It's let's say it's the horse or it's the elephants. So it's like your conscious trying to ride your subconscious, trying to lead your subconscious. But the problem is the rider can guide, but the animal, the elephant, the horse, is decide whether to move. You see what I mean? When you're riding a horse, okay, when you're riding a horse, you can guide the horse where to go. So your conscious can try to guide your subconscious, but it's only the animals can decide where to go. Okay, so if your subconscious say no, this is so difficult, no, this is so hard, this is so harsh to me, then you won't say anything. It looks like, and then back on, your conscious trying to figure it out or trying to explain the actions of your subconscious. So that's why your mind shut down completely. That's in a simple way to explain it. Okay. So when speaking Mandarin feels unsafe, is your subconscious stops, and that freeze respond. It's not a language problem; it's a safety problem because your subconscious told yourself that when I speak in Mandarin, okay, when I trying to speak Mandarin, I feel unsafe. I'm feeling that people are laughing at me. I'm feeling that people probably will. I'm feeling that I'm looking silly when I speak Mandarin. So that's the real reason. It's not because you feel like I don't have enough vocabulary. It's not because I can't say these things right. It's your subconscious told you that this action is not safe. All right. If you get me, or if it doesn't make sense, you can type in the chat. Okay. If it doesn't make sense, if it's not making any sense, also let me know. I can explain it. I can explain a little bit. Okay. So again, back to the way we use why English will helps you. Because English helps only when it stucks. Okay, English helps when only when it stucks. It's not asking you always mix Mandarin and English or your own language. Okay, when you cannot find one Mandarin word quickly, you have to stay there to think. You need to. Your subconscious will interrupt as a danger. Your subconscious will think that oh my God, I can't say that. Oh my God, I can't remember the word. I'm so scared. So the more time you think, the more scared you are. Okay. So your breath tightens, your chest closes, and your mind becomes blank. The more you think, the more blank your mind is. Okay. So that's the key point. That's the key thing. So when you allowed when you allowed one English word only when absolutely it's just necessary at that moment, your sentence stay alive. Say for example, 今天我 you suddenly forget, oh, okay, how I can speak drinking coffee, drink coffee, drink coffee, drink coffee, how I can say it. So if you completely, if you continue to think like that, your mind goes blank. Okay, but at this time, use your own language to say, like say for example, 今天我drink coffee. That is necessary because it makes the sentence alive. Okay, so you send a message to your subconscious. You send a message to your subconscious, say, okay, it's safe. You can continue. Okay, so your subconscious relaxed, and then your fears drops, and your brain respond. Okay, so your brain will reopen it and to continue the conversation. Okay, this is what we call the happy hypothesis. If you interested, you can search the book called Happy Hypothesis. It's telling you that your conscious is a rider, and your subconscious is the elephant. Okay, you can try to guide the elephant where to go. So you can try to guide your subconscious where to go, but it is your subconscious to decide where to go. It looks like your conscious say, okay, I need to learn more vocabularies, I need to learn more things before I can speak. But the true reason is your subconscious feel unsafe. So you need to think about how to train your subconscious to be safe, to feel safe. Okay. Now, so remember, Mandarin first, English only when you are fully stuck. It's not a goal. It's kind of bridge. Okay. In the full system that I work is called the loop system. I will guide you to replace the English support and with natural Mandarin step by step. If you are interested, for people who are watching on TikTok, you can fill in the form on the screen, and there is a one-on-one session with me. For people who are watching from YouTube, you can click the text below. Everything's there. Right. Okay. Now, let's expand your sentences, but it's just a tiny bit. Okay, I don't want you to start from a very short sentences, then suddenly become a very, very long sentence, then you feel completely lost. Okay, the biggest trap for adults learner is to expecting perfection before they can speak. Okay, because you see, adults is not like baby. The baby learners, they don't care if they don't make mistakes, because in their mind or in their world, there's nothing called right or wrong, because they don't know the right or wrong. But as an adult, you already know. You know what is right, you know what is wrong. You don't want to be looked down, you don't want to be looked like silly, you don't want people to laugh at you. So that's why adult learners, when learning a language, they are expecting, maybe you are expecting to be perfect before you can speak. You see what I mean? But you have to remember that the fluency begins with one idea. and one more, then one more, then one more. So step by step. It's not like I do everything in my mind first, and then suddenly I can speak everything. No, it's not like that. As a Mandarin learner, as an adult Mandarin learner, you need to start with one idea, then add another, then add another. So it's like a loop and spiral up. Okay, so let's do some practice. Okay, let's do some practice. Take the earlier sentence we use, 今天我, today I, then choose one feeling. Say for example, 很开心 very happy, 有点累 a bit tired, or 很放松 very relaxed, or 很饿 very hungry, or maybe 很舒服 very comfortable. All right, now you can say 今天我 did something. So for example, 今天我喝咖啡 today I drink coffee. 我很放松 I am very relaxed. Okay, 今天我喝咖啡，我很放松. So you see, the earlier step, you have one sentence. Today I, you did something today that relevant to yourself. And now you say you say your feeling. 我很放松. 放松 is a feeling. Relax is your feeling. It's your emotion, right? So 今天我喝咖啡，我很放松. First, you add one layer in, and then you add another layer. So that's the loop system. So you trying to expand the sentences to add extra ideas in, and that's all. So now you can say that out loud. 今天我 something, and then 我很 something. 今天我喝茶 you drink tea today. Good. 今天我喝茶 then 我很 something. It's your turn to say it. Okay. 今天我喝茶我很 maybe happy, maybe relaxed, maybe comfortable, maybe I don't know. It's because that's you. You know what you feel. I can't tell you what you feel. Because everything I told you, everything I taught here, then will be like the textbook things, maybe not relevant to you. So you need to reproduce the sentence pattern I taught and then make your own. And that will stick in your mind. Okay? So now, trying to say out loud, 今天我 did something, and then 我很 your feeling. Say it out loud. I wait here for a few seconds. Good. You are now made your Mandarin two parts, the action and the feeling. Okay. You have the action and the feeling. So that's how you expand. That's how you expand your sentences. Okay. So if you'd like to experience the full loop later, layer by layer, step by step, you can, if you're watching from TikTok, you can click the bottom on your screen and I will contact you back. And if you are watching from YouTube, you can click the text below, right? Okay, now we take one step further. That's what I want to do. I want you to take one step further. We use Mandarin for a real moment from your day. Okay, I want you to use the language from your day because that's the real moment. That's nothing related to the textbook, right? I don't want you to just learn the language. I don't want you to just learn the language. I want you to use the language. Okay, language is a tool. Again, language is a tool. Mandarin is a tool. Okay, so you need to say it. You need to use it. If you don't use it, you will forget how to use. Just like drive. Okay, you can drive a car, but if you don't drive for a very, very long time, then you probably just forget. Okay, so your subconscious relax. You need to relax your subconscious first. Okay, when you describe something real, because that's the thing. Because that's the thing relevant to your own life, and your subconscious will think, okay, I know this kind of things. I know this kind of feeling. I can remember the emotions at that time, so it must be safe. You see what I mean? So it must be safe. So your subconscious relaxed, then something your body can be relaxed, can soften, and that's why describing the real moments can unlock your speaking faster. It can faster than memorizing like the vocabulary list. All right. So that's the one more step. Okay. So now I want you to think of a tiny moment today. Maybe you cook breakfast. Maybe I don't know whether you do. You cook breakfast. Maybe you opened the door. You definitely need to open the door, right? When you wake up out of your bedroom. Okay. Maybe you drink some water. You drank some water. 喝水. Or maybe you took the underground to work. Okay. Or maybe you just watching at your mobile phones now, right? Okay. So I want you to take something real from your day. I don't know whether you are in the evening or you morning, but everything from today. Okay. So you can say 刚才我 and then action, or 今天我 and then plus the action. So it's like 刚才我 just now I cooked breakfast 做早餐 or 刚才我喝水 just now I drank tea just drink water, okay? Or 今天我坐地铁 today I take underground, all right? So that's your thing. I want you to say it out loud, okay? Could you do it? Say 今天我 then an action, or 刚才我 and then the action. Trying to say it and you will feel the difference, because if you don't say it, if you just rehearse it in your mind, you will never know what sort of things wrong, because making mistake is better than keep silence. Making mistakes means you are learning, okay? You are improving because you know where you're wrong. But if you don't say the words, if you don't make the words, okay, if you don't say it, then your brain couldn't remember it, right? Okay, now if you did speak 刚才我 or 今天我, then it's not the practice, okay? It's a speaking. You are not practicing with your language partner. You are not practicing with your teacher. You are not practicing through via the in front of the mirror. You are really saying it, okay? 今天我去喝茶. Good, okay. So because you say something that are relevant to your day, that means you are speaking, okay? You are using it. You are using the language to describe your day, okay? So that's the thing, and that's the steps. So one idea first. 刚才我喝一杯牛奶. Good. So you see, the idea is I want you to start with one sentence and then add a layer, add one more sentences to describe the first sentence, and then 今天我喝咖啡. Good. And then I want you to add another layer, or you switch it to describe your day. All right. So 今天我喝茶，我很开心. I'm very happy. Or 我喜欢喝茶. I like drinking tea. 因为让我开心 because make me happy. So you see, that's the thing. What you said is to describe the actions, and that's how you can make the sentence long, and that's how you can keep the speaking more natural, because natural never comes from your memory. Okay, it's from it's from speaking, even though it's messy, even though it's wrong. Okay, so now if you just joined, if you just joined, welcome. We are talking about how we can unlock your speakings, and if you want to join the tiny challenge with me, 5 days, for people who are watching on TikTok, you can click the button on your screen, fill in the short form, and then I can contact you. For people who are watching on YouTube, you can click the text below. All right, now what I want you to do is I want to give you some explanations. Okay, I want to give you some explanations. Because why you will stuck when you're speaking is you're trying to do lots of things in the same time, and it's your brain thinking too much. Okay, you don't feel safe. You don't feel. Let me to be very, very honest. Most of you guys don't want to speak is because you don't want people laughing at you. Okay, don't tell me something that I couldn't say this. I don't know these kind of vocabularies. At least you can say I want this. 我要这个 making order, right? At least you can say 你好，你好吗？很高兴认识你。At least you can say that kind of things. But the thing is, you just don't want to say that because you think, okay, maybe it's too basic. And what about if people reply to me and I couldn't understand? Will they laughing at me? Will I look very silly? Good advice, thanks. Thank you. Glad that you feel helpful. So, what I want to let you know is this is not your conscious. When your subconscious decide this kind of things is not safe, you won't say it. Okay, you won't say it, and then your conscious will start to figuring out the explanations and to convince yourself, okay, maybe I didn't speak is because I don't know much. I don't know enough vocabularies. How many of you like this? I don't speak because I don't know much vocabularies. I don't speak because I want to learn more. Maybe after 100 vocabularies. 我每天喜欢喝咖啡. Good, nice. So, how many of you think if I learn 100 words, then I can speak? How many of you think that if I can master the grammar, then I can speak? Anyone? So, I want to tell you that you don't speak because you feel unsafe. You need a safe environment first, or you need to train your subconscious like to speak Mandarin is safe. So that's why I always keep asking you to speak out loud, in this life. Okay, I want you to speak out loud. Then tell your subconscious, okay, look, I just spoke Mandarin, and it's safe, and here I am. Right? So that's the key point. That's everything. All right. So now, if you want to experience the one-on-one session with me of the full loop system, and you can click the button on the screen if you're watching from TikTok and fill in the short forms, I can contact you. For people who are watching from YouTube, you can click the text below. And if you think, okay, I can't commit for 5 days, I can't commit for anything, I just want to observe first. Okay, check my profile. There's a link there. There's lots of resources. You can start from there. Everyone has their own pace. Everyone has their own method or way to learn. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. It's just you need to find where you feel comfortable. Okay, so that's why you feel stuck. That's why and how you can speak one thing. Oh, an extra advice for you if you feel stuck. Trying to rehearsal in your mind, because you have to remember that when you're trying to speak, there is a context. Because as I said, language is a tool. Okay, if you want to say something, there must be an environment, there must be a context that force you need to speak, right? If that's the case, think about the context. Where are you? What sort of things you want to say? Is it like a meeting, you want to do a self-introduction? Is it like in a coffee shop, you want to order a coffee? Or is it you meeting someone like your partner's parents or something? So first, you need to figure out the context. Then figuring out what sort of things you could expect. Say, for example, you are in a coffee shop, what you can expect. You will need to say, okay, I want to order this, I want to order that, right? So rehearsal that in your mind first. trying to figuring out what the barista will reply you. Is that okay? Or you want more sugar? Or you want like hot or cold or icy? Right? Think about this first. 我在海滩上度过了愉快的一天。Good. Oh wow. I wish I can in the seaside now. All right. It should be very nice. It's so cold here. Okay. Good. Let's back on. So you need to think about what sort of things you can expect, what sort of things that during the context. If in a meeting, okay, meeting someone, you do a self introduction, then you probably will think, okay, I probably need to say my name, where I came from, or my hobbies, or my job title, whatever. If you are in a restaurant, you probably need to say, I don't want some certain food, or I want my preference is I prefer spicy or not spicy, these kind of things. Okay, so that's the way. When you rehearsal in your mind, it tells also trains your subconscious that okay, this is safe, I can handle it, and you just need to do one step first. Okay, step by step to train your subconscious. I know it takes time to train your subconscious. It's hard and it's painful either. So I want you to do a step by step. So rehearsal in your mind first. At least say one thing. I want this, and use the English and Mandarin mixed approach. Okay. So if you want to say, I want to order latte, then 我要 how I can say latte? Okay, you just suddenly forget. Then use English. Then use English. 我要 latte. Okay, people. If people couldn't understand you, they can they will ask you to repeat. If you still cannot say it, just point it out. Okay, that easy. Okay, I want you to keep speaking. Is to train your brain and tell your brain that okay, this is the safe thing to do. It's not difficult. Okay, it's not difficult. It's not something in danger. And also, don't think about the tone. Okay, don't think about your pronunciation unless it's widely off. Unless it's widely off. Let me tell you a truth. 80% of Chinese people, I mean the native Mandarin, so-called native Mandarin speakers, they cannot speak standard Mandarin. And that's why you talk to real person who speak Mandarin, they have very strong accent. So don't think maybe I make mistakes in this tone, maybe I say this tone wrong, I pronounce it wrong, even though Chinese people may make mistakes, okay? Even though Chinese people will make mistakes. So that's what I want to encourage you to say it out loud, to say it what's in your mind, to say it what you can say, okay? Use what you can say. You don't need more vocabularies, okay? When you 我要点这个咖啡, good. This is the thing you need to say. 我要点这个咖啡, and that's it. And that's it. You don't need to say more things at the beginning. Of course, you will, gradually you will speak more and more. But now you just need to do as a survival mode, as a survival mode, as a functional way to use the language. Okay, so that's everything for today. If you have any questions, you can type on the chat in the chat, and I can reply to you. Or if you want to have a one-on-one session with me, you can. If you're watching from TikTok, you can click the button on the screen, and we can start from there. Or if you're watching from YouTube, you can click the text below, and I will contact you. Everything's there. Okay, everything's there. And also, if you think, oh my gosh, I couldn't commit for 5 days. 5 days is too long to me. I just need something simple, or I just want something light. Okay, I want something light. Then you can check my profile. There's lots of resources there. Even though people who are watching from YouTube, you can check my profile. There's everything there. You can start from there. All right. Any questions? you can type the questions in the chat, and I can reply to you. It could be anything. It could be like how to learn Mandarin, or could I've received a question like, could I learn Mandarin in a year, or how I can what I can achieve when I learn Mandarin in like I don't know, 3 months, 2 months, or 1 month. It's everything. You can ask me anything about that. Any questions? Okay, no. Okay, now good. If no questions, then let's call it a day. And if you do have any questions, then you can reply at any my videos, and we can start from there. And yeah, so and that's it. Thank you. 再见，拜拜。All right.